Hi, welcome back to Align with Ali. I'm here to bring you another reformer workout. All we'll need today is your machine, no other props. And we're gonna get started on two heavy springs and one blue or one medium spring. We're just gonna do a nice warm up of the hips, the knees, and the ankles to begin. And of course, if you wanna add more springs to make this tougher, by all means, you could add more springs, or if you want to drop it down low, if you want to go for a lighter spring setting, that's fine too. I'm going to start with my headrest up, but you can leave yours down if you wish. And just give yourself a moment to let your body settle into the carriage, getting your head heavy, finding a position that's comfortable. Heels go on the bar, tailbone heavy, hips level with pubic bone, ribs and back into the carriage. Small space is allowed in your low back. You're going to take a deep inhale through your nose, feel the ribs expand. Big exhale through your mouth. Deep inhale through your nose. Big exhale through your mouth. Deep inhale through your nose. And as you exhale, pull those abdominals in and wide. Hold the abdominal contraction and slowly send that carriage away. Stretching the legs long and then coming back down. Middle of the heel on the bar, hip width apart, toes pulled up and back to the shins. Breathing at your own pace with the movement. Feeling this through your ankles, knees, and hips. But drawing some more attention to the back of the leg as you drive through the heel to straighten the knees. Trying to avoid overextending at the knee when you straighten out. And if you know that you tend to do that, just stopping right before that full extension. Now as we come down, you're going to lift your right leg into tabletop, single leg press with the left leg, come back down, and switch when the carriage is closed. You're going back and forth like you're marching on the spot, but still staying very controlled. Still pressing through the heel, staying level through hip bones, staying heavy on that pelvis. One more each leg. And then you're going to take your heels as wide as the foot bar, rotate outward to start. Big press, squeeze, and return down. Still pulling those toes back towards the shin. Still maintaining your breath with the movement. And feeling the burn build through the legs. Good, and two more. We're going to switch positions, still with the heels wide, but instead of externally rotating, we're going to internally rotate. So knees and toes come in and you press. So this might feel a bit awkward to do. Just do your best here. You might notice you had a bit more external rotation than internal rotation, or maybe vice versa. Feeling my ankles burning quite a bit here. Good. We're going to do about 5 more here. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. And last one. You're going to walk your toes to the bar. Again, about hip width apart. If you want to go lighter on your springs, you can, but I'm going to stick to 2 heavy and a medium. Heels drop below for a nice calf stretch. Then you push away with the ball of the foot to pull the heel up towards your leg and your bum, and then slowly drop down with control. Press, and then lower. Same movement, but bringing heels together, toes apart, the heels drop under, press away. This burn builds quite quickly. Give me 3 more here. 2, 1. Internally rotate. Drop those heels under, press away. Noticing how you feel this through the calf very differently with each. Feeling that burn, breathing through it. 3, 2, 1. Separate those heels. Pedal the feet. Shake out the ankles. Let that burn subside. Enjoying a stretch. Each leg. Doesn't take many reps of that one to feel that burn. So I don't do as many repetitions with those. Good. Bend your knees to come in. And then we're going to change positions. So we're going to go to like a kneeling position facing forward on 1 red and 1 blue spring. So feet against the shoulder rests, hands against the foot bar. Hands are about shoulder width apart. You're going to send your hips back. Shoulders down and away from the ears, pulling the abdominals in and wide. You're going to press the carriage back, squeeze the glutes, hips reach forward, carriage and knees come back underneath you, bum comes back to your heels. We're going to go for 10. Really open those hips. You want more resistance, you could add more resistance. For 8. Try not to add an extra push with the arms. Try not to arch through the back when you get to that hip extension. 6. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, widen those knees, and enjoy a child's pose. And you're going to come all the way back in. We're going to transition into a side lying position, so I recommend having your headrest up. If you want like a yoga block under your head on the headrest, that's always a nice idea, or you can use a ball too, just so your head's not sinking down. I'm going to recommend 2 red springs. And then I'm going to start by laying on my right side so that I'm facing you. Shoulders stacked, hips stacked. Bottom leg is going to straighten out. And remember that you're lifting that bottom rib away from the carriage and you're not leaning into the shoulder rest behind you. And then hips are stacked. But that heel is going to go on the top of that bar while your bottom leg's extended. Pulling in the abdominals to hold that neutral spine. When you're ready, you're going to push through that top leg, squeeze that glute, come back down. If you need to adjust where your foot is, feel free to adjust it at any time. Your goal is to keep the knee at hip height as you press. Keeping that rib lifted away and engaged to the bottom leg. So there's a lot going on here. Again, you could always add more springs if you want. Good. Now after this next one, when you come down, you're actually going to lift that bottom leg to the bar and lower it as you press. So lift the bottom leg as you come down for that inner thigh adduction and lower it as you press. Pulling from that upper inner thigh of that bottom leg. Good. Next time you come down, you pulse that bottom leg for 10, 9, 8. We're going up and down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can bend that bottom leg. From here, you're going to open that top knee into a clam for 10, 9, 8. Stay stacked. Don't roll through the back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. We press for 10, 9, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. As we come down for 1, we pulse at the bottom for 10, 9, breathe through it, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and do one more full press and down. And then you're gently going to press yourself up. We are going to move to one blue spring. We'll give the legs a little break. We are going to grab the strap in front of us. We're just going to do a little bit of torso twisting to warm up those obliques. So hands are on that strap, tailbone tucked. This is one of my favorite exercises. Probably do it almost in every video. Eyes on your hands. Hips stay forward as you turn your heart side to side. It's really important that we work into rotation and then add a little bit of resistance to make it functional. Three more. 2, 1. Take your left hand away from the strap, right hand's in the strap. 10 single arm hug a tree. Breathing. 9, 8, 7. If this is too much, you can go to a lighter spring. Last 5, 4, last 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. And then from here, we are going to just allow the strap to come back down. You're going to take your left leg and place it against the shoulder rest, and your right foot is going to go against that front rail. So just hang tight and hold on while you're getting there. And your position should look like this. Now, if you have longer legs, your foot might be farther. If you want more of a pull, you can bring that foot longer. Arms come to that ballerina style, like you're holding a giant beach ball. You're pushing in with your supporting leg on that carriage and pulling in with that railing leg. So you push and pull. Good. And gently release. You push with that carriage knee, pull with that railing leg, and make sure you're breathing. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Drawing through the abdomen, maybe feeling pelvic floor a little bit here. Lots of inner thighs, lots of hamstrings. Again, you could adjust that foot on the rail if you need to. Now on this next one, you're gonna push and pull in, you're gonna hold. As you hold, you rotate your body left, you rotate your body right, come back to center, and then release. You're gonna give me 5 total. This is 4 or 2. 3 more. Take your time. Try and get a full rotation before you release. Last 2. Last one. Lovely. And then carefully bringing both legs back to the carriage. We're going to go for both of the straps facing the back. I'm going to recommend staying on a blue. We're going to go into an IYT exercise. So basically with this one, as you go down by your sides, it's going to feel lighter on the blue, but as you come up, it's going to feel quite hard. Let me just fix my straps here. Okay. So you can kneel tall or stay down low, whatever you choose, it's up to you. But remember, you want to move slowly through the tension, otherwise your body's gonna jolt forward. Tailbone tucked if you're tall. You go for that I, nice and slow. It's gonna feel a little bit light. Hands come to the middle. Going in for that T, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then for that Y. Could always pull on the rope if you want a little bit more tension. It almost feels a little bit too easy, but once I get to that Y, I think anything more and it would go into my neck, which is what we don't want. Looking straight ahead, making sure you complete your first movement before you go to the second and then the third. Good, one more of each. Beautiful. And then you're just gonna let those straps come down, hands come to the rails, knees are against the shoulder rest, just a little cat-cow or a body circle here. Whatever your body's craving, just getting into some spinal mobility, something that I always like to include in my classes. Probably something we all forget to do daily. We don't want to lose mobility in our spine. Make sure you're breathing. And then find your middle. So you've got a fairly flat back, but you're allowed that little dip in your spine, so our neutral spine. And we're just going to go into a little carriage pull here on a blue spring, so it might feel lighter. Feel free to pull yourself back a little bit more if you want more tension. Press through those shoulders and shoulder blades. Good, now I'm going to ask you to hold. Can you hold and reach one leg back? Bring it back down, shift your weight, switch, and then release. You pull, you lift the leg, back down, and switch, and release. So if you need to loosen up on some tension, you can. You pull, you hold, reach the leg into extension, shift, and then release. So you can keep going here. If this is too much, just stick to your regular carriage pull. Go for 4 more each side. Last 3. Last 2. This is your last one. Release that carriage and enjoy a child's pose. Now to go to the other direction, we are going to stick to the blue. We're going to start with our torso twister. We're going to go into our single arm tug a tree, then into that inner thigh hamstring exercise, and then we'll finish off that side series with laying on our side. So just kind of reversing it on the way around. So my back is going to be facing you. I apologize. We're going to start with that torso twister, knees just under hips, hands around that strap, tailbone tucked. You breathe and you look side to side. Allow that chest to rotate. Heart faces one wall and then the other. Think about leading with your belly button. Arms are just coming along for the ride. Try to keep those hips pointing forward. Give me about 4 more here. Eyes on your hands, last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Hands come to center, right arm separates from left. You give me 10. Single arm, hug a tree, fingertips together. Apart, feel the stretch in the chest, shoulders down and away from the ears. This is 4. 6. 7. 8. Last 2. 10. And then just carefully dropping that strap, taking that left foot to the rail, right knee against the shoulder rest. And we start to set up for that push and pull, pushing with that carriage leg, pulling with that railing leg. Arms in front of you like you're holding a giant beach ball. Good job. In 3 more, we're going to go into our hold. In 2. On this one, we hold, we pull in, we look right, left, center, release. Give me 4 more. Last 2. And last one. Beautiful. Coming back in very carefully. We are going to 2 red springs and we're going into our side lying series. So I'm going to be laying on my left shoulder. Shoulders stacked, headrest is up. Maybe you have a yoga block on there or a ball. Bottom leg is extended long, heel on the bar, knee is at hip height. Energize through that bottom leg, bottom rib lifted. We start to press. Doing single leg stuff is a really nice way to highlight which side maybe needs a bit more work. And if you notice that with these exercises, you're welcome to do a few extra reps on that one side. I definitely know that this is my weaker side. Already feeling this in my glute right off the get-go. Again, bottom leg is straight and energized. Don't want to get lazy. You can get lazy later. And now as you come down, you lift that bottom leg to the bar, inner thigh, upper inner thigh is lifting, and then lower down as you press. You come in, you lift, and press, it goes down. A lot to coordinate, all while trying to keep your core engaged, keeping that bottom rib lifted. Good, keep going. On this next one, you come down, you just lift that bottom leg for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Allow that leg to bend. You open that top leg for clamps for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. You hold, you press for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, as you come down on this next one, you pulse at the bottom for 10. 2, 1, press all the way out, come all the way in, and then gently press yourself up. This is a good time to take a sip of water. We're going to be moving to one red spring. We're going to do a little bit of plank work next. I'm going to show you the harder version to start, and then I will give you an option to modify. Hands are coming to the bar, toes are tucked under, really stable through shoulders. You're going to prop yourself up into a tall plank. From here, you're just pressing out with your arms and then pulling back in with your arms. So this is the hardest version. Now I'm on a red spring. If this is too easy, you go lighter, but it is a pretty drastic change. So instead of just dropping down to a medium, I would say maybe a medium and a light. Now, if this felt too much for you, I would recommend dropping down to a medium spring, dropping down to your knees, and then doing this version. And that's totally okay too. We don't want this going in your back, and we definitely don't want pain. So pick an option that feels good for you. Either way, you're in a nice supported plank position, and you reach with your arms. Try to give me about 10. Breathe through it, go at your own pace. You're in control of how far you push out. Already shaking. Looking straight down. Give me 4 more. 3. Good. 2. 1. Pull it in. Hold here. Hold the carriage back. We go for 10 into a mountain climber. 9. Keep that carriage as still as you can. 8. Gonna move a bit. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Drop the knees. Child's pose. Awesome job. We're holding back. We are going to switch our springs to, let's do one blue spring facing the front. We're going to do a little bit more arm work, so you're going to grab the straps. Again, you can kneel tall or kneel low and just sit on your heels, which is what I'm going to do. I really just want to focus on arms here. You're just going to sweep them up to shoulder height and then back down. If a blue feels too light, you add more springs. You can add a light to your medium or just go to one heavy. I want you to think about going through this nice and slow. And it's starting to build. On this next one, you're going to arc those arms up, bring a triangle to your forehead. So you're making a triangle with your index finger and your thumb. You're pressing the triangle away and you're bending. Give me 10 here. Again, you want more tension, come to a tall kneeling position. Good, arms come out and around. Now we're all gonna come up to a tall kneeling position. Send those hips back, we're bicep curling. For this one, you wanna be careful. If you go too quickly, your face is going to end up on the floor. I might actually add one more light spring, so I'm on a medium and a light, just to give me more resistance here. You're hinged at the hips, looking at the floor, and you're going into a bicep curl. Chest is as wide as you can keep it. Again, you go as heavy as you want here. Give me 4 more. 3, 2, 1, and then release. And just let the straps hang down. So we're going to be going into some standing work next. So at least one red spring. I'm going to go to a red and a white, so a heavy and a light spring, but we will be layering these exercises. So if it gets a little bit too hard, you can always just pop that white spring off. And we will be doing some standing slides to start. So remember to always get that foot on that stable platform first before you go in that moving carriage next. So knees are straight, chest is wide, hands can be by your side or on your hips, wherever you feel comfortable. You're pressing with both legs to send that carriage out. What we're watching for is that the butt doesn't start to poke out. So with this one, we're just staying nice and tall, long through that tailbone, chest is wide. Feeling this in the hips. If you're not feeling it in the hips, that's a good indication to add more springs. If you do change springs, make sure you come off the carriage completely and add before you take away so you're not left on no springs. Really warming up those glutes here. I feel like they're already warm from before. And just maintaining your breath with this movement. Good, just a couple more like this. And then you're gonna bring it in. That already feels quite heavy for me, so I'm gonna take down or take off my weight spring here so I can get a better quality movement through the progressions. This next exercise we're gonna do, you're just bending through the left knee, right leg stays straight or carriage leg stays straight, arms are gonna reach forward, so it's gonna look like this. And up, so you're just sitting back through that platform leg, carriage leg, straight. Give me about 10. And keep that platform leg in line, so hip over knee, knee over ankle, really reaching those arms. I already lost count, so give me about 4 more. 3, 2, but as you can expect, on 1, we're gonna hold and just bring that carriage leg in and out. Arms are gonna come in and out too. Give me 5 more. 3, 2, 1. Let's take it out. The bird is real. And then you're just gonna gently take a step off. We're just gonna go right to the other side. I'm adding that weight back on because I started that way. And just going into the straight leg slides here, pushing with both legs though. Again, hands can be at your side, on your hips, wherever you want. Engaging abdominals and not letting that butt poke out. Good, and a couple more. We're gonna layer on, and I'm gonna take off that white spring. Carriage leg stays long. My right knee is gonna bend, arms are gonna reach. For 10, sit those hips back as low as you can go. Drive through that heel to stand up. Two, on that last one, you know what we're doing. We're staying down, bend the elbows, bend the knee, they go out and in for 10. Stay heavy on that right leg. 9, 8, 7, power through, breathe. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Take a sip of water. We're going to 1 glue spring, and we're gonna do some planking. So we're gonna be planking and piking facing the back. Forearms on the carriage. I like to grip around the shoulder rest. I find it's just kind of helpful. You're gonna come into a plank, and then you pike those hips up, reaching long into your plank. Breathing, taking your time, keeping your legs as straight as you can. Give me 5 more. 4, 3, 2. On this last one, you hold, you press the carriage forward and back for 10. 9, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe carriage in. Enjoy a child's pose. And then, as a treat, we are going to end off with feet and straps. So I'm going to go to a red and a blue. This is going to be a comfortable spring setting for me. I'm going to be able to get a nice little stretch in, not too much difficulty for the legs, but still enough for some strength there. So you set your springs up how you want. If you want to go even lighter, you could do a red and a white or a heavy and a light. And if you want to go heavier, you can go as heavy as you want. Just be careful. Remember your form. Headrest can be up or it can be down. And then we can all meet with feet in straps. We're going to start with legs in tabletop, feet together, knees together, bent. So just starting with pressing through the legs, put the shakes going. One thing about being a business owner and an instructor is spend a lot of my time teaching Pilates, not a lot of time doing. So when I film these classes for you, it's my opportunity to get on the reformer, get creative, and get my movement in. So I definitely struggle with you because I don't always get the time to do this, especially because I do have a full client base during the day on top of teaching classes. So it's an honor for me to make these videos because I get to move with you. I get to move for you. Stretch those legs long. Arc those legs up. And you're pressing from the back of the leg. Remember not to strain that knee. Add a little micro bend if you need to, pulling from right under the bum. Good. This next time your legs come up, I invite you to join me into a hamstring stretch. And then pressing back into the straps, you can go into your circles. Just as big or as small as you'd like. Try to keep that tailbone as heavy as possible, pulling in the abdominals the entire time. And when you're ready, you can reverse that circle. Finishing off our last circle here. And then coming into either a hamstring stretch. My body's craving a happy baby right now, so I'm going to do a happy baby stretch. You can also just rest into a butterfly or a Peter Pan stretch, giving your body what it needs while coming back to your breath. Inhaling through your nose, belly expands, ribs expand. Exhale through your mouth. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling through your mouth. One last big breath. And then just carefully coming up to a seated position. And thank you for joining me for another workout. I really, really appreciate all of your support. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment, share with your friends. And I also have more content on TikTok and Instagram, alignwithali. And thank you very much. I look forward to making more videos for you soon.